And we're back with the T on
History.
And today we are going to be discussing U.S. relations with Europe. And the guiding question for that one was number 3. And
what was it?
Why and with what consequences did U.S. relations with Europe change between the 1840s and the 1930s? All right, so first thing I'm going to discuss today is the U.S. foreign policy from 1920 to 1940. Now, the thing with this was everything was going very smoothly at first. Everything was just going good. They had all these treaties. They had all these plans, acts, whatever you want to call them. They were just taking off, trying to help Germany recover from the First World War. That's what the whole thing was about, recovering Germany, trying to get them back together in one piece, one whole. But then everything changed when Franklin D. Roosevelt came in, and he was just like, boom, kicked the door in. It was like, not today.
Not today.
Not today.
Frankie, what you doing?
And then he started that mess with the Japanese attacking Pearl Harbor, leading to World War II.
Not 1, but 2.
Yes.
With Britain and Germany until 1914. Okay, so the relationship between Britain and the U.S. was fairly stable. They had a good trade and alliance going on, so it was all good. Even after the wars, the War of Independence in 1783, and again after the war in 1812. So after both of those wars, treaties were put into place. So no tension was going on. Too much tension. So yeah, those treaties were put into place. There was something called the Monroe Doctrine. The Monroe Doctrine was the United States policy of opposing European colonism in the Americas beginning in 1823. The doctrine warns Europeans that the U.S. would not tolerate further colonization. President James Monroe first stated the doctrine during his 7th State of Union address to the Congress. British Secretary George Kennedy strongly supported this policy. If you understanded me, I understand you. So, they was A-okay. It worked. It was a mutual understanding. And yeah. So, at this point in time, the two countries were both benefiting from trade and good alliances. Next was the Civil War. The British insisted to stay neutral in the conflict, which led to the survival of their alliance. Before 1871, no significant relationship existed between the U.S. and Germany. It wasn't until the state of Prussia led Germany to its unification. Prussia supported the North during the Civil War. In the 1870s, the aggressive nationalism of the Germans did not appeal to many in the U.S. There was strong commercial and economic rivalry between the United States and Germany. The relationship between Germany and the U.S. progressively went downhill after the First World War.
My guiding question was about the 14 points. So President Woodrow Wilson issued the 14 points to have this blueprint of peace and happiness and that nobody will fight.
Tell me more, sis.
That plan went bad because, it was going to reduce the armed forces and self-determination. Which is free nations, which played a major role in resolving peace or solving the situation in Eastern Europe and the Balkans. But Britain and France didn't want the peace because they wanted to punish Germany.
They didn't want it.
It's because Germany was imposing these savage terms on French, and then Britain was like, no.
Disclaimer, when I went like this, I didn't mean it as a gang sign. I just did it because she said savage, and I didn't want to take that whole part out. Just, put a little disclaimer in there. So this is not a gang sign, guys.
Cut that out. So they wanted to punish him, and Woodrow Wilson was like, no, we got to be happy. But they didn't need to listen to him once it was, once the war was over. They was like, what do you do? Get off the streets,
Exactly.
They don't need him. So then, Woodrow Wilson tried to keep everything together, but all his life was just falling apart. So Wilson, many people wanted to scrap the 14 points, and he was like, nope. So he tried to persuade the Senate to ratify the Treaty of Versailles and the League of Nations, but they rejected. So that was the tea on that. 14 points didn't last very long.
It's pretty hard, man.
I guess that's all we have today.
We would give you guys the scoop on the First World War, but sorry.
Should we like a little bonus for them? Because you know they wanted it.
Because
Let's just give it to them.
you know, our co-host Skylar couldn't be here
Washington?
with us today. She couldn't make it today. We'll do her part very well.
Because I know you guys are just craving for it.
to know what happened
know what
in
happened
the First World War in the
of
first place. Like, why we're here.
Okay, so in the beginning of the First World War, the U.S. decided to be neutral and stay out of the war. They didn't want no part of it. They wanted to stay out of the war because they wanted to benefit from both sides. They wanted to benefit from the German market and the British market, you know, so they can make a great deal of money. So once Germany created the unrestricted submarine policy, it led to many U.S. ships being sunk and American citizens being killed. Let's have a moment of silence for those Americans that were killed in those ships. Okay. So this forced the U.S. to join the war. You know, you over here sinking my ships, killing my people. I'm gonna have to fight you.
Gonna have to go
You
back.
know, you guys don't have that mentality in high school. You know, you don't have to fight people. You
don't
have to
have to
fight.
fight.
This was just back then. This was different times. You know, so they had to fight.
They had
They
to
had
do
to
what
fight.
they had to do.
You was killing my people. I'm sorry.
I had to fight for my country.
I'm
my
sorry.
people.
Yeah, this forced the U.S. to join the war, joining the alliance of Britain and France, my two besties. So, and then after that, Wilson broke off diplomatic relation with Germany. He didn't want nothing to do with them no more. You do this, I do this. You feel me? He lost faith in the honesty and integrity of the Germans. So they was out.
And that's when the Germans just went downhill from there. Their economy it just went down.
Just went down.
But
Well,
yeah,
guys,
that's all we have for you
today. That was all the tea. Thank you for, you know, drinking tea with us, you know, after it being spilt
already.
You know. That's all we have today. See you guys later. Bye guys.